Good morning and welcome to the LNG Marketplace Weekly News Flash. Here is the latest news we have selected for you from all over the media. Pakistan issued a tender last week to buy 5 cargoes of LNG for delivery in January 2020. The deadline to submit offers is November 26, 2019. Asian spot prices for LNG slipped this week, weighed by a global oversupply and rising floating storage, which offset some buying interest and plant maintenance, which reduced production. Buyers from Japan, South Korea, and Pakistan came into the market looking for winter cargoes, but it seems to be not enough to reduce the significant global oversupply. It's a pretty interesting article we have found for you on Hellenic Shipping News. Hong Kong-based Zhongguo Gas Holdings has signed a memorandum of understanding with Shanghai Zhuiliang Group on LNG Corporation. The two companies will form a 60-40 joint venture and will be principally engaged, but not limited to the sale of LNG, engineering of LNG pipeline, sale, installation, maintenance of LNG delivery equipment, and technological development. More about this project you can find on Gas World. A similar project has been finalized between Sempra Energy and Mitsui & Co. Limited, as we read on RigZone. Both companies have signed a memorandum of understanding for developing LNG export projects in the United States and Mexico. The agreement reflects also a preliminary deal by which Mitsui would participate in the Cameron LNG Phase 2 project in Louisiana and a future expansion of the Energia Costa Azul project in Baja California. Cosmo Energy and its partners have made a major gas discovery in the Okra-1 well offshore Mauritania with sufficient resource to supply world-scale LNG projects. The find has raised the stakes for a comprehensive LNG and gas development in the region, after a recent string of finds in the deepwater basin offshore Mauritania and Senegal. More about this discovery you can read on S&P Global Platts. Poland's state-run gas firm PGNiG has stated the tender process to charter liquefied natural gas tankers for its new imports of the super-chilled fuel. The company currently imports most of the gas it sells to its customers from Russia's Gazprom, but Warsaw has taken steps to reduce that reliance so that it does not have to extend a long-term deal on gas supplies after 2022, when it is scheduled to expire. This piece of news we found on Marine Link. Plans for the expansion of Russia's Sakhalin-2 LNG plant have been put on hold, according to 3 sources involved in the project. The main reasons for the hold-up are the lack of gas resources and the international sanctions, but plans of Russian gas giant Gazprom to boost its pipeline gas supplies to China have also had an impact. More about this you can read on Finance Yahoo. Here is some news we have found on LNG World News website. The Dutch company Pitpoint opened Europe's first shore-to-ship LNG bunker station for inland shipping in Cologne. The opening of the station represents a step towards facilitating clean maritime transport. Also found on the same website, Malaysian energy giant Petronas signed the time charter party with Misk Berhad and Avenir LNG to charter a 7,500 cubic meters of liquefied natural gas bunker vessel. The LNG bunker vessel is capable of providing bunkering services to LNG-fueled vessels across Malaysia and also transporting smaller-scale LNG cargoes across the region. And last but not least, Australian Industrial Energy, the joint venture planning to build the berth for floating LNG import facility in Port Kembla, is now seeking up to 46 shipments a year on variable-sized vessels, up from the approved 26 standard-sized vessels. The Australian Industrial Energy is backed by Japan's JERA, the world's biggest LNG importer, as well as Marubeni Corp and Australian mining billionaire Andrew Forrest's Squadron Energy. You can read more about this project on Hellenic Shipping News. That's it for this week. Tune in next week for more news, and until then, thanks for tuning in.